President Jacob Zuma leads the African National Congress, the political party South Africans connect with the late Nelson Mandela and the hard-fought battle to end apartheid.
Me, I'm voting for them for the history, especially for Nelson Mandela.
The ANC is expected to do well in May 7th elections, but President Zuma's latest corruption scandal has some activists seething and some voters on pause.
The leaders who are there are not there to rectify the mistake of the past. They are there to live a good life.
Here's a piece of the good life. Nkandla is the private residence of President Jacob Zuma, who has 3 other official homes. The government spent $23 million on what officials described as security upgrades to the home, including an amphitheater, a helicopter pad, cattle pens, and more.
For example, there is a swimming pool which is being characterized as a water source for fire prevention.
Speaking via satellite from the Council on Foreign Relations in New York is former U.S. Ambassador John Campbell, who monitors South African politics.
In other words, you could pump water out of it to fight a fire. Most South Africans, at least if the blogosphere is any indication, simply don't buy that as an explanation.
South Africa's government ombudsman, Thuli Madonsela, released a report in March ruling that President Zuma had violated the country's ethics code by failing to protect state resources.
The first complainant's allegation that the expenditure constitutes opulence at a grand scale is substantiated.
Gareth Newman of the Institute for Security Studies in Pretoria told us via Skype that many South Africans are fed up with Mr. Zuma.
At least 2/3 of South Africans believe that he benefited unduly in his personal capacity from taxpayers' money, that the money was excessive, it wasn't spent correctly, and that's what most South Africans believe.
Analysts predict the ANC will take a slight hit in the coming elections. And if the party's numbers do fall, its leaders could decide to replace Jacob Zuma, sacrificing the ANC leader for the sake of the ANC. In Washington, Laurel Bowman, VOA News.